fight anytime soon. You also cannot expect an Errol Spence taking on the winner of Danny Garcia and Sean Porter later on in the year. And the only reason why is politics, because it does not suit any of the alphabetical division. I'm talking WBO, WBC, WBA, and IBS. There's only four I'm concerned with right now. That if their champ is the same as the other, if the champ has multiple belts, they seem to not see that makes sense. Look, I'm all for Danny Garcia getting another championship shot. I think he will beat Sean Porter later this year. But the fact that we're all stuck waiting for Keith Thurman is another part of the problem. And in my opinion, whenever Keith Thurman gets well, or whenever Keith Thurman decides he wants to fight again, the rest of the 147-pound division needs to be unified, which means we need to see Spence and Crawford. Okay, there's no need to delay. Crawford got his warm-up fight. Okay, he disposed of he got Jeff Horn out of our lives. We should send him a thank you note for that. Okay, but this is gonna be held up too long by Keith Thurman's injuries and an inability to get the fight that we want together. Okay, and that's such a problem for me. And the fact that it won't ever be resolved is a major issue. So there's that. Okay, I don't even know I can't even remember the names that Errol Spence threw out. You know, they threw out for his next opponent. It should only be 3 opponents: the winner of Porter and Garcia, or Keith Thurman, or Terrence Crawford. Like, why else are we dilly-dallying around with the rest of these 147-pounders? It absolutely makes no sense. Also, you want to talk to Fortuna and Granados? Okay. So the co-main event, Javier Fortuna and Adrian Granados, resulted in, did they determine a no contest?
Yeah.
The no contest when Javier Fortuna fell out the ring, and apparently fell out the ring in the only spot where you can't fall out. Next thing, man, that neck brace, that got whipped out so quick. I mean,
like, they just pressure everything.
The neck brace got there, like, immediately, okay?
They have to, because it's unstable, yeah.
True indeed. Did we get a medical report on him? Is he okay? Did he get a concussion?
I think he may have had a stinger. If he had one.
He had a stinger, yes. The conspiracy theorists are already out saying that he took a dive, or, he purposely did this because he was losing the fight. Look, the fight was pretty close. Now, he might have been under attack during the time that it happened because he was pushed up against the ropes, but there was nothing in the fight that Fortuna felt, I'm going to be frustrated by and can't do anything about.
He's done this before.
That's the other thing.
Yeah.
This isn't the first time that Javier
before.
Yeah, he's purposely fell out the ring.
See, Chris keeps saying purposely.
I think he did. I mean, because the only issue I have is this: you kind of know when somebody falls out the ring if they're really, like, for instance, all jokes aside, when Bernard Hopkins got hit and he fell out the ring, it was an immediate reaction of like, "Oh, let me get up. I'm good." Because usually when somebody gets hurt like that, let's say they're paralyzed or like concussed, then they're getting up immediately. Like, he laid there for a second, and then when somebody tried to like stabilize his head, when he snapped it back, because if you look at the video, his head didn't hit anything. He fell in it. Maybe the whiplash maybe got to his neck or something like that. But man, like, I call this bull, because the only reason why, because he got stung a few times in that round, and I thought that he was getting to him, and man, he did give him a little nudge. Now, he can sell the nudge. I hate the word momentum in this case, but maybe you can say his back momentum towards the rope. But man, it's mighty funny how perfectly he fell through that. Like, he fell through it perfectly. Like, it wasn't like a Broner kind of deal where he kind of went through it like kind of rough. No, he fell smooth through it. And then I was like, oh man, he's hurt. And then my friend had to remind me, he's done this before, right? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, he's notorious for doing this. I'm like, oh, so it's one of those kinds. So for me, he shouldn't be able to get a challenge anymore. To me, if your neck is messed up, you don't fight. And that's it. So I thought it was weird. I do think he was, Dave, I said, and I hope he's okay, because he could have hurt himself by doing this. Think about it, but I think he was fake. I really do because if y'all see this, the way he fell through it, like he fell through it perfectly. That was his whole body didn't touch any part of the ropes. Imagine that. So how you just scoop through there real quick? You see how low he was when he fell through?
Got good rope awareness.
Well, I mean, he's done it before. I mean, but still, and to me, he was already on the ropes, and that should be some kind of DQ towards him. So, yeah.
All right, very good. Somehow, like, Triple G and Canelo Alvarez are going to fight again September the 15th. And it's funny how the mandatory challenger for a belt works in the favor of a Carlos Ocampo. But the 154-pound Charlo is the mandatory contender for the Triple G fight. Where's that?
Well,
Where's that? Because listen, I don't think Canelo is washed. I don't think Triple G is washed. But together they are washed. That's a washed fight, in my opinion,
especially after decision.
that does not move the boxing needle. Charlo, Triple G, that moves the boxing needle. There's something to sell with Charlo and Triple G.
Canelo can sell the fight. That's the thing. He has a big fan base. The problem with Triple G is this: he doesn't have a big. Although he has a big fan base, he can't sell a fight. Like he can't sell it. And to me, Charlo is there, but you kind of get both of them. You know, you get them naturally confused. You don't know. Like a lot of people don't know which one is Jamel or Jamal. So,
that's why I just call them weight class.
So my thing is this. I also think that credit to their trainer. I think he may know that he's not ready to fight Triple G. Because look, man, watching his brother in his last fight, he looked impressive, but it took a lot for him to get Austin Trout out of that ring. And to me, Triple G can take those punches. Triple G has one of the best chances I have ever seen. To me, I think the perfect fight for Charlo, personally for me, would be Danny Jacobs. Because Danny Jacobs is kind of like although I think the world of Danny Jacobs, I think he's a hell of a fighter. I think he's like that Sean Porter of that division, where he just, if you're good
but not good enough.
Well, no, he's good enough, but I think that's sure. Okay, if you're good enough, fight this guy. Then we'll give you the chance to get the belt. And to me,
measurement fight.
Yeah, it's your measurement fight because every person who's fought him is either lost, they never were the same. I mean, Peter Quillen, we can go down a list of people. They ain't fought no more. So, I mean, I agree with you on that, but I also think that like the Charlos, to me, two things are going to happen here, man. What's going to happen when 154 says, you know what, I want to move to 160? Is the brother going to say, oh, I can't do it?
You're going to have a brotherly agreement. Somebody going to go up to your favorite cruiserweight division or the light heavyweight division, and then because look, I believe them when they say they won't fight each other, but that means other sacrifices have to be made on the peripheral.
And also, people are saying real quick that they may want to try to get away from 154 as soon as possible because their sparring buddy is gonna move up, and everybody says that in no sparring match he's knocked out both.
Why he hit so hard? Oh, there go Kyrie. Pat him off, Kyrie.
Oh.
Yeah.
WWE pay-per-views.
Yeah, so Saturday and Sunday, that was in good old Chicago, home to CM Punk, as they so eloquently kept reminding us. Obviously he wasn't there. Ow. But it started off on Saturday with NXT TakeOver Chicago. It's their second time. You know what I'm saying? They had 5 matches, 3 of them was for the championship. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on TakeOver only because the only thing to say about it was just pure awesomeness. Like, it was only 5 matches, but all of them was awesome. Yesterday, we had WWE Money in the Bank. And you know I'm going to spend a lot of time on this one because this was not as awesome. And not to be surprised, though, because, like, NXT TakeOver was, like, for the most part, always kind of poops all over, you know what I'm saying, the main roster pay-per-view. I said poops because we're on the A side. But here's my problem. It was a Money in the Bank pay-per-view. You know, they had the men, they had the women. Alexa Bliss won for the women, and Braun Strowman won for the dudes. Now, here's my problem with both of those. Neither one of those needs the briefcase. All right, Dave, just quick rundown. Money in the Bank is basically a briefcase you get, and you have like a year to cash it in on the champion, like whatever time you want to for a whole year. So basically, they all beat up and crap. You can just cash in the briefcase to get the belt. Now, the 2 people that won it didn't need it at all. One, Alexa Bliss just lost the belt 2 months ago. So you giving her the Money in the Bank briefcase, and then spoiler, she ended up cashing in on Nia Jax, at the end of the night. And then you give the men's the Braun, which for one, Brock Lesnar don't even be on Raw enough for you to be able to cash in the championship. So that's one. Two, he don't need it either. Like, he's already the number one contender for one. Exactly. And then secondly, like, come on, Chris. Braun Strowman needs no advantage to beat anybody.
Have you seen Braun Strowman?
That is a huge guy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Basically, Dave, he's like the real life version of Mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Very opposing.
Yeah.
He had to wear a size 17 with Braun, bro.
That's a huge shoe.
Yeah, that's a huge shoe. I mean, you know, we had Carmella beat Asuka, you know what I'm saying, to retain her women's championship. It was cool, but, you know, they brought back James Ellsworth. Once again, why did you fire him in the first place? Just to bring her back. And secondly, the reason why you probably got rid of him is, like, just to show Carmella as her own. But that also shows me that she is not getting over as champion as they think she is, so they had to bring him back to kind of, like, give her that momentum. But to be honest with you, it was a men pay-per-view. I mean, AJ versus Shinsuke, last man standing, man, that was phenomenal. No pun intended. But that got to be the last time y'all wrestled each other. Y'all done wrestled each other like 6 times in the last 3 months. You know what I'm saying? So y'all can kind of miss me with, like, wrestling again. But, I mean, here's the problem. One, Vince is starting to annoy me to the fullest extent, because when you watch the TakeOver, you know what I'm saying, on Saturday, which is basically controlled by Triple H, as we all know, and then you watch the quote-unquote the main roster show, which is supposed to, you know, be the cream of the crop, you know what I'm saying, as they say. Basically, you look at NXT at the G League, and WWE is basically the NBA. Not really. If you just look at the quality of the wrestling and what goes on, like, to me, NXT is, like, way better. But at the same time, it is what it is. So, you know, Monday Night Raw tonight, we'll see how that all plays out. But basically, I just pooped all over SmackDown. Like, what's the point of it being a co-branded pay-per-view when nobody on SmackDown basically won? You know what I'm saying? I can understand, like, maybe, like, the, you know, Alexa win for the Raw and then, like, somebody on SmackDown win. But you tripping, Vince. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's basically all I can say about it. But I will say, like, Ronda Rousey looks good. Like, you know, she had a match with Nia Jax. You know, it was kind of some skepticism because it's like a second one-on-one match, and, you know, she's going to get. Wow, she's already better than him as far as, like, wrestling ability go. And we're not even gonna, like, talk about that argument we had on Twitter, like, last week, because that was stupid. But I mean, at the end of the day, I do like Ronda Rousey. I don't know. I think they still like her contract maybe for a year, so, you know, we'll kind of see. But NXT TakeOver Chicago was great. They going to Brooklyn for their next, you know, I think like for the 4th time. I think Extreme Rules is next for the WWE. But speaking of Ronda Rousey, though, Dave, she will be the first woman to be inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. So lots of congratulations to her for that. I have no issue with that.
Agreed.
Like, for her to do what she did for, like, women's MMA in general, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't nobody take away from that. Like, the thing is, like, yeah, it wasn't really, I don't want to say it was that long, 'cause I don't think she was, like, in the UFC just really that long. But, like, her dominance was, it was just everything. You know what I'm saying? You was not beating her until people finally realized that she can't really strike that good. But as far as, like, her dominance go, I have no problem with her being the first woman to the UFC Hall of Fame. It is well deserved. Like I said, my issue with her didn't really come until you kind of saw how she handled losing. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, you can't take away from what she did, especially for women's MMA. You know what I'm saying? Like, without her, I don't really think you would see so much hype behind, like, the Amanda Nunes is, even, you know, like the Misha Tate at the time, because that was a well, I don't want to call it a rivalry because, like, Ronda won all of them. But you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as, like, the competition goes between them, it was pretty good to see. But well deserved. Had no problem with it. And it'd be interesting to see who else goes in there.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Very good. Catch your breath.
Yeah.
Take a swig of water.
Yeah.
All right. E3 time.
Yeah, because I ain't got no more. All right. So E3 was over this weekend, and as we all know, started on Thursday with the Microsoft conference. I'm just gonna kind of go through, like, my main highlights for E3. And look, for all of y'all that saw, you know, subscribe to the E4 Trip YouTube channel, you kind of saw Devil May us react to Devil May Cry 5 and Jump Force. So I'm not gonna really spend a lot of time on those, but you know, Kingdom Hearts 3 was showed a lot. Now they showed a Pirates of the Caribbean inspired, you know what I'm saying, stage. I don't really care about the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but I will say, like, watching it on Kingdom Hearts 3 kind of got me excited for that section because it looks fantastic. Now, for all you people with kids, yeah, they added Frozen into Kingdom Hearts, so
Looks amazing.
It does. It actually looks very amazing. They announced a brand new Battletoads game. Now, this is how you know I was excited. They didn't show nothing. They just saw like the Battletoads and said 2019. Keep this in mind. I'm excited about that, especially considering the last one came out 27 years ago. So basically, the last Battletoads game came out when I was 1 year old. You know, they saw also a game called Cyberpunk 2077. I know you saw that, Chris. A lot of people are kind of like skeptical because it is a first person, you know, kind of like a first person shooter.
First person open world game.
Yeah, first person open world game. Now, no.
Ooh,
that would be. No, see, but.
Come on, stay focused.
I do like what I see out of that game, though. You know, it kind of gave me like a Blade Runner 2049 and a good old Virtual City, you know what I'm saying, kind of vibe with the way the world looks. It looks fantastic. Only thing I'm gonna say about Anthem is F y'all, F BioWare. Just give me Dragon Age 4.
Oh yeah, for me, two games that stood out. It was on Nintendo Switch and the PC. My friend Pedro, Bananas.
Yeah.
I thought that should have been Deadpool. That's what it should have been. That should have been the Deadpool game. Because if you look at the character, the shooting, the funny cinematic scenes on it, it's Deadpool. All the way where he's killing people.
They say probably wasn't big enough.
Well, they said the guy who developed the game didn't know what Deadpool was, so that doesn't help none.
What?
Yeah, he's not from, you know. Yeah, and I would say Cyberpunk looks really good. I think for me, I'm excited. Man, that Death Stranding game is weird. And I know this is a Kojima game, and
so we're not gonna really know what's going on until after the game actually comes out.
Well, I talked to a few gamers that were there. They got us so Kojima talked about it. There's a lot of storytelling to this game, and I think that for us, it's gonna take a lot of patience to sit there. Now, graphically and story-wise, it looks like an amazing game. I just don't get what's going on because it's like it's a story behind the story. Is it him or the kid, the baby? What's with this baby that he's trained? So he's a delivery guy. That's what I'm getting. From what I got from the people was he's a delivery guy. And basically he delivers like things around, but there's one particular thing that he has, which is the baby, has some kind of special, obviously curse to it. Because every time he gets in the open, you saw everything start ghosts and demons.
Kind of like a whole human over an icy mountain, though.
Yeah, so very interesting on that. I'm impressed with that, but yeah, Cyberpunk, I don't see how you can do a first person open world because
if you play any of the Deus Ex games, it's basically gonna be kind of like that.
Play GTA in open world. You can do GTA in first person. Imagine that.
That's true.
That'd be weird.
That's very true. And last but not least, though, the game that impressed me the most, well, not really the most, but kind of like shocked me, was that Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah.
That looks
you gonna stay with this one, Chris?
Oh, this is not. I've already played this, so I already know. I kind of know.
Not really.
They did some enhancing. They added some things to it, but they, according to one of the guys that I follow that works with the company, said this is not gonna be as scary as the last one. See, the last one, there's no fun in the last one.
Well, it's running on Resident Evil 7 engine, so you still will kind of have those type of scenarios.
Shit is messed up.
And Resident Evil 4 gameplay, so.
At least we get zombies, because in that one there was nothing. There was somebody watching you the whole time.
The Baker family, man.
Yeah.
Good job, boys. All right, quick switch over to golf. We'd like to congratulate Brooks Koepka for winning his second consecutive back-to-back U.S. Open. Shout out to all the golfers whining their asses off about the course.
Especially one of them.
Yeah, well, he didn't whine about it. He went and did something about it. The great Phil Mickelson,
Lucky lefty.
all access to DA's Lefty Soiree. He's gonna have
Still after the over weekend?
yeah, he's gonna have some stock tips for you.
Yes,
He's gonna have some gambling tips, and you're damn right, he's gonna have some putt cheating tips. Now, I think we've all seen the video. He's putting. And keeping true to the current conditions of the greens, it just kept rolling. But Phil was like, no. He runs to the ball and stops it with his club. Okay? Now, I wasn't out here with the pitchfork saying, yo, he should withdraw from the tournament. He got a 2-shot penalty, and that's about it. But he's got a GIF that will live forever. It was awesome. That's your boy, Chris. Defend your boy. But what I don't like is how we put another golfer under the bus
after this because when it got to social media, one golfer got called out for maybe trying to do you know how like they said, well, I wouldn't expect this from Phil because he's the cookie cutter golfer, my rules kind of guy, which he is. If you know Phil, he's a golf purist.
Yeah, except all that cheating, all that SEC inside trading and stuff.
But the golfer they mentioned that would do these antics was one John Daly, who was at home, and John Daly openly said, "Look, I'm at home with my cigar drinking a margarita. What did I do? Like,
merely they took shots at John Daly. Really, I don't think John Daly would do this.
I think so, Dave.
I mean, okay, but what on-course golf antics other than just like completely leaving a tournament? Like I don't.
Didn't he throw a ball one time on the fairway?
Yeah. Okay.
Like, you can't get mad.
What was okay? We all have had brain farts.
And we do this on the course.
Thinking, bro. Well, like that's what you do at putt over here, at, like Celebration Station or something.
I think to ease the pain and get people from laughing at you for your performance, get them to laugh at you for doing something stupid. I just think because it's Phil. Because like if it was anybody like John Daly or like our Fuzzy Zellas of the world or even Greg Norman to a standpoint, like those guys that are charismatic, they got some kind of hype to them or just like funniness to them, we would all laugh at it. But like Phil is like the ultimate golf cookie cutter guy. He is what you call the golf peers. He's like the unwritten baseball rules guy when it comes to golf. Because remember he had his sentiments about Tiger, remember? How Tiger did things? And now Tiger's sitting there like, yeah, bro, I got one. I ain't never done nothing like this before. So, man, I ain't never. That's like somebody who's just like, but this is, hey, Ricky Davis did this, right? With the triple-double? Okay. Remember Ricky Davis? Yeah.
You knew damn well you weren't finna get this extra rebound. He did it anyway.
Why did he think that he could get a rebound shooting his own shot? Like LeBron didn't get an assist for throwing himself that oop in the finals, right? But no. You know, okay. See, how come Ricky Davis didn't know the rules?
Because it's Ricky Davis.
And I think Phil just blacked out, man. Seriously.
I think he got mad. Like we would get at a course in a video game. It was the total opposite. His rage quit. That was his rage.
.com.